subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my
continue.
competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.
Black Box Productions.
Neighborhood in that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
Neighborhood is C-Mac. Shout out my loc, Spotter Low, cuz. Neighborhood on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, crib.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Easy, man. Oh, my mama.
That's funny because I've seen that happen so many times. That's exactly how it goes, too.
A lot. And that's one scenario.
Yeah, that's just one.
Tell me this. Are you familiar with the controversy that Kyrie Irving and Kanye West been going through lately?
I've heard a little bit.
Are you of any kind of your descendants Jewish at all?
No, I'm not. I got Viking. I got Viking in my history.
Is Viking like Irish?
I got a tiny bit Irish,
okay.
A lot of Scottish, a lot of French, and the most Welsh.
Welsh.
Yeah, Celtic.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't learn, and it's funny because I didn't understand or even realize none of that because I'm adopted. So I had to research, and I discovered a lot of that when I was in a joint. I did a lot of reading when I was in a joint.
So at what age were you adopted?
I was a baby. I mean, I'm talking right out the vagina, infant, right out the vagina, right to my mom. So my mom is my mom. I love my mom.
That's a beautiful situation because I think a lot of times that will cause it, unless they tell you, you would have never known.
Yeah.
And everything is useful.
Yeah. My mom has always told me.
Do you have any idea as to why you were adopted?
My biological mother was really young, like 13, 14, and I think she did not know who the father was. Or there was one guy who wasn't, there was something with that, like I don't think she knew who the father was.
You got siblings?
I got a brother, yeah.
That's birth or?
Adopted also.
With you from your mama?
No, from another. Yeah, we're both adopted from different
Y'all
parents.
like this?
No, he doesn't. My lifestyle and then my drug use, he's just not, he don't.
Do you, I know you do some acting.
I've been doing a little bit, a little background stuff, little videos here and there.
You enjoy it?
It's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get bigger, but Hollywood ain't knocking.
Yeah, we ain't fuck Hollywood. We're going to make our own production. You see these?
Yeah.
These do movies too.
That's right.
All we need is a script, man.
That's right.
We out of here.
I'm down,
bro. Let's
I'm
do
down.
it, bro. We're going to do a lot of shit. Anything that we'll be able to go notice you in that's popular? That
I did a YG video. His last, Scare Money, Don't Make Money.
That's all I was trying to get you to get.
Yeah. You see my shoulders doing push-ups in the jail scene.
Well, did he personally pick you? Was he part of the?
One of his directors called me because I'm logged in on this one website, casting directive or something.
Yeah. Did they know you were Wood?
I think they saw my profile and picked me because of that.
So I'm gonna keep it a Google because for the first few hours I was around you, I thought you was an essay.
Did you? A lot of people say. You know what I get a lot though?
It was the penalty.
Because the way I grew up, you know what I mean. Like I grew up gangster.
Yeah, you
but
was
I'm a white
gangster.
boy.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. And then once I realized it, and then I looked at you, I said, "Oh, I see it." But the penalty and all the way, and then I think you had also
I had 3 buttons.
Yeah. I thought and some khakis.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but I get that a lot. I get the extreme white thing a lot, and I'm like, I don't want to be locked in that bracket.
But being so down with your cause and your people and the movement.
Yeah.
Did you ever find it difficult to bridge the gaps like how we doing? Is this something
Nah,
new to
you know what's funny? Growing up when you're from graffiti to gangs to military to prison to the culture of LA, the Valley.
The melting pot. It's
that melting pot. Like I didn't grow up racist or nothing. So for me to network, be in these projects, I mean, I got a homie in Jordan down there, the Nickerson Guard. I got homies all over.
Right.
Like when it comes to blacks or whites.
We're not around Compton or the East Side or Watch Now. But, bro, he came and dropped me some goods off late, right in the trenches of the CPT by itself, not giving a fuck,
Yeah.
hopped out.
I tell people they don't believe me. They
I
don't
don't know rah tough shit.
by myself.
Yeah, by itself, it's humble and it's
Yeah.
but standing strong, and that's the type of brothers I fuck with, man. I appreciated that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I grew up, and like I said, being in the system, I got homies from all hoods.
Right. When you say, wait, let me just say this. When you say graffiti, are you telling me you know how to bomb, like do the big shiny shit?
I don't do the big drawings, but I'm what's called a street bomber. I know how to write really good with
But like
spray
even on
paint.
paper, you know how to
Even
like
on
design
paper.
like logo type. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
I can do stuff like that. Yeah.
Gotta fuck with your brain.
Yeah.
That's what's
yeah.
up,
So
man.
that mixed with the gangs to the jail to the juvenile system to the adult system. I got homies in hoods all across here, even up in the Bay. You know,
All the way,
I met some Northerners. I fuck with a few of them.
Right.
I got some homies, and when you've been through the system and you make friends and you know how to network, that's what back to what I said originally. You're gonna learn how to respect people next to you,
God.
and we get along, and you can and I can be all around.
That's where I learned that, because I know people look at the shallowness of what we went through and they think red and blue. Op enemies. Every time you see them, it's on site, especially people from out of town.
Yeah.
But as a very young dude going through the system, not juvenile hall because it kind of be cracking, but you still, it's not all day, every day.
It's not all day, every day, no.
But in the county jail, when it was on with the Serenos, I learned that I don't care what was going on yesterday.
Yeah, we gotta do this today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And no
Forget
matter,
last week, homie. This is what's going on right now. We got to do this.
and like you say, you built the type of bonds
Yeah.
that you can't just throw away. So I had a mature approach to the game, and then I think we have a desire just to be active after that. We weave around shit, but when you grow to an age to where and you have a amount of experience where we can now say to the world, hey, you see what it's really about.
Yeah.
I feel real honored to stand on that side and be able to link with people that are strong from other perspectives and show that even though y'all see a bunch of differences, there's a lot of similarities.
There's a lot of similarities, believe it or not. Yeah.
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 And I find it odd because if y'all can imagine looking at me and being introduced to someone who looks like him, who has the background that he has, you would think it'd be awkward for us to get.
And we chopped it up right away, dog. Like
Ice broke. It was
instantly.
Oh God, no force, no faking, no fraud.
What is that? One of my homeboys. No, actually,
Who's the homie with you? He fucked me
Lonely.
up.
That's my homeboy. Lonely.
Shout
Did
out
30
Lonely.
years. Yeah.
Look, this is a wood.
Yeah.
Did 30 years. He only had been out like what, a matter of months.
60 days.
60 days. We kicked it for about 4, 5, 6 hours one night.
Yeah.
He had his friend with him, female.
That was me. I had my girl.
Oh, that was your girl.
Yeah,
Okay, he was
that's my
by
girl,
himself. I didn't want to put him on blast.
Yeah.
I think he might have to. He was solo. It was only one dude with
Yeah.
a girl. You had
Yep.
your girl. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm chopping up with this dude. I'm not really chopping it up with this dude. I'll speak to him here and there.
Yeah.
We took a few group pictures just because we all lounging and kicking it. And then what fucked me up, after we've been together 4.5 of the 6 hours we were together, he just say out of nowhere, like, yo, Spider, I used to stay doing burpees to your music when
And he
I was
did, too.
down. He was like, I fucked around and got G Unit tattooed on me fucking with you.
He did.
Shout out to Lonely, dog.
That's
He's
right, Lonely.
That's my boy, homie. That
Yeah.
was hard, cuz.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy because we was all different spectrums. Crip,
Yes.
me being Wood from a gang, him being White from a gang who is a Sureño. It's different spectrums. Right? That's all. That's a big genre
Then we
gap
had
right
an
there.
actual Latin Sereno.
Yes, we did.
We had an Italian mobster.
Yep. Yeah.
We had a Main Street Mafia.
Oh, that's
crib.
right. Homeboy from Main Street.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And then we had a East Side EC. But then you also, did you
And we had a
realize-
couple producers too.
Did you really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was diverse. But
Yeah.
did you realize the dude sitting next to me said some bullshit that night?
What did he say? After I left?
No, he said it like while we was all there. It was like low key.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about it. No, he didn't say it low key. That dude called the white dude. He called me to try and clean it up. He's like,
he
"Hey, are your
did.
partners all mad at me for what I said?" I'm like, "What? Did I miss something?" Yeah. Hey, on some paranoid shit, he
Yeah,
called me
You know
scared.
what? I think we could have charged him, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, my mama.
Yeah.
I think I could have charged him, but I kind of let it go. Shout
Yeah.
out to Brandon. That's the homie. Man.
Yeah. That's right, Brandon. What's up?
Brandon got at him for real.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about it. Marcos told me.
Yeah, okay, since you put his name out there, Marcos act like he wanted to be the GOAT. Shout out to Marcos.
Marcos, come on, knock
Shout
it
out
off.
to Murdoch. Yeah, you already know, man.
Yeah.
To him.
Santa Mills.
Cinnamills TV. Oh, mama. Go tap in. You did an interview on Cinema Mills.
I did.
I did as well.
Yeah.
Go run them numbers up. Cinema Mills TV on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
They're good peoples over there. I haven't been to prison since the 90s. I paroled in 99. I ain't been back.
Yeah. 13 for me.
Oh, salute.
Yep.
Yeah. Since I've been gone, there's been a lot of conversation that come through my ear of the S and Y. You familiar with that concept with the yard? It's gotten so tricky that I heard that there's now more S and Y yards than there are mainline yards. I know people who are doing stretches, life. They've been working all these years to get their points down, and now that they're getting to level 2 points, they have to really consider going because the stigma of certain yards is causing you to be fucking looked a certain way, even though you just did 20, trying to work your way home. What's going? You've been
I know
there
that they're making them join. When I left there, everybody's being pushed together, and you either get off, get your points back up, and lose that shot of parole, or you just shut your mouth and ignore people. It's hard, but that's the reality of it. Do you want to go home? Because from what the homeboy Lonely told me is they have released some of the heaviest hitting murderers, lifers from all races, blacks, whites, Asians, Mexicans, and they have a zero. I want to say this again, a zero turnaround rate. All of these heavy hitting monsters, nobody's coming back. They have given them a chance to come home, and they are so happy that they said, "I'll wear Doc Martens and leave me alone."
Yeah, and that's what I want you also to know, you young, wild, crazy motherfuckers. You programming on a level 4. 360, you're programming, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that ops, crazy, all the tattoos, wax out, it's over.
Yeah, you don't see many heavily tattooed people on them big yards because it cracks.
It cracks, and this is what it is. They're letting people go home. So if somebody gonna fuck theirs off,
you're gonna deal with the big dog then. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah. So outside of that,
and from what I understand, they're watching the calls they make. They're not. Remember, in our day, it was everybody. You might have done it. You get whacked just on a maybe. You would get whacked.
Right.
$50 paper of heroin, whack them. Nowadays, they're like, you got to basically snitch on a whole car. You got to be a child molester. They're really not just those dudes are out. All of our big dogs, both sides, they're out.
They're out.
And they're like, hey, look, I can breathe. I get canteen. Leave me alone.
Shout out to Big Drac from 6 Dudes who gave him back their L at one point. He was the youngest Crip in California, sentenced to life in the CDC. I actually used to walk laps with him around the yard.
That's right.
When I left him in the 90s, he still had like almost 20 to go.
Yeah.
And I remember he used to tell me like, when I get out, I'm gonna have a blue phone, that all the homies could call.
That's right.
And we could not see into the future that hard lines wasn't even gone. But this is a motherfucker that's home right now doing very well.
That's right.
Like we would hope that, I talk to on a regular basis, but that's a refreshing thing that I've seen dudes that I've seen have no hope that are out here. Shout out my homie Spody from 9-0 too.
That's right.
He gave them back their L's. A lot of people giving them back their L's and coming home, man. That's a beautiful thing.
And they're not messing up. Proud of them.
Not messing up. Proud of y'all. Yeah.
And I think the state's angry at that.
They thought it was going to be.
They thought it was going to be, let me just show you a few come home and then they'll mess up and we'll put it back to how it was. No, it's not happening because we're trying to come home.
What's your thoughts on Gascon?
I don't know. Don't laugh about it, but I try and avoid most politics. I think it's all garbage. You want the truth? I think it's all garbage. I think they're going to do what they want at the expense of all of us in LA anyway.
I think he tried to stand up for the people that are.
Wait, no, Gascon. I think he might be good. My mom says she like him actually. Yeah, I think my mom says she like him.
The lifers like him.
Yeah,
he's the one that's making it to where motherfuckers is coming home. He's the one that's like,
oh, bro, they're breaking our parents. The system, the California Department of Corrections, and I don't know why they added that rehabilitation on there because they don't do none of that in there. But that system and the arrest, for so long they would just arrest you for anything. The system broke our parents. The taxes, everything was ridiculous.
That's deep, especially when they privatized the prison system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, the prison systems are big dollars.
In prison, did you get any certificates,
I was a knuckle. I made every bad move. Other than being very, very social, I did nothing. Other than reading books, I read a lot of books and I educated myself. Other than that,
you fed your brain.
I fed my brain, but I also fed my anger.
Right. I mean, it's hard not to do.
Yeah.
You mind discussing stimulants that you've experienced throughout your life?
I didn't.
I heard you miss. I wanted to get on this earlier. You mentioned
I know. So
usually when somebody mentions sobriety,
and
it's obvious you had an intense life, it means you've had some experiences.
I've been sober for coming up on 5 years, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. I messed around with. I began my. It's funny because I grew up. I remember sitting in a car with my homeboy Chubbs in a '79 Monte Carlo in the hood. Just one night from almost going to play professional baseball to saying one night my boy showed me some crack on a piece of glass pipe with a Brillo. Remember with the rose in the pipe?
No, I know of. I don't remember.
Okay, well, I actually experienced crack in the heyday when crack was crack. And I smoked crack I'm talking about a kid not having a beer or a joint, nothing, no cigarettes, straight crack.
Whoa.
And my life was...
At what age?
I don't know, 21. Wow. My life was destroyed no matter 1 year.
Wait, tell me this. Wait. Fuck that. We're going to get to the 1 year.
Yeah.
The moment. Hold on. He don't like this sound, but...
Oh, my God. I can still take a shit just hearing that. It's horrible.
The moment. Okay, tell me this, because my father has described this moment to me.
Yeah.
Who is like a hero, not only to me, but to a lot of people who know him. He was 6'4", muscular. He had property. He had his own business. Plus, he had a job. He was the man. And crack
destroyed.
Put that 6 pounds of pressure on my daddy chin. He bounced back. He's my hero again. And he never really stopped being my hero. Yeah. He's described to me that moment of, because this is his whole thing. You know, he didn't smoke some iron, pop some Red Devils. He did a little bit of everything. Yeah. He was still him. He say cocaine always been around. It was something he just overlooked. Yeah. And he say, well, when the bitch went in, he said he's on the sun stick. Bam! And what the fuck? Because of my daddy's experience, I ran from it my whole life. Yeah. No matter how fly it got, no matter what circle I was, any form, I'm scared of it. Yeah. So what the fuck is it? Like, you telling me you hit it at 21 and then the moment, bam, then what? That moment, what is it?
That moment, I just remember I can close my eyes and everything cleared. It was probably the best high I've ever had. And it just everything.
Something you ended up chasing?
I chased it to being barefoot on Nordhoff and Sepulveda, to having my mama pick me up with piss in my pants. I chased it to where I traded a 20 piece of crack for a Yachtmaster. For a Yachtmaster Rolex.
Welcome back.
And thank you, brother. Thank you. Wow. And I'll never forget being excited. I just spent a $7,000 stainless steel 1 diamond for the 12 Yachtmaster Rolex I had just traded for a $20 piece of crack, and I was happy to run off into a trash can area to smoke it.
And how long did that?
It lasted about a year, maybe a couple years.
Okay.
And it broke me. It broke me down to barefoot, nothing. And I have to thank one of my partners who passed away. It's going to sound bad, but it's good on a little aspect. It got me to get off crack. I had to go on crystal methamphetamine, and I went from smoking to injecting with a needle within that time frame. And it was
not amphetamine, heroin.
Crystal meth. Yeah, heroin don't come later till I went to the joint.
So you did do heroin?
I did do heroin. Yeah.
So you went from crack, and as a way to get off crack, it was crystal.
Yeah, I had to swap it for something else because the crack, there was no beating. Crack had destroyed me. And then again, eventually meth destroyed me too. And I ended up combining that with heroin.
So is there an actual difference in what the feeling you got off of meth?
Yeah, the methamphetamine is like more, you get a lot of a sexual and a hyperness. Like cocaine is like a good head change and a body high, but then a lot of paranoia sets in, like scared paranoia. Now, methamphetamine is a different type. Fucking sex was amazing for a while, and you can actually accomplish tweaking out and making stuff and doing stuff. And, but you get more of an aggressive paranoia. Like, I'm not scared of you. I'm getting ready for you.
That's the difference.
There's the big difference in it, yeah. And it causes, over the years, the meth got worse mixed in with the fentanyl. And I thank God, knock on wood, I never messed with fentanyl. But that's just bad right now.
I swear to God, I wanted to ask you about fentanyl.
That's horrible.
I'm not very familiar with fentanyl other than I keep hearing it. And I've had a few friends who I believe have fell victim to it. God bless the dead. My mama. But has fentanyl ever crossed your personal life as far as you?
Well, when I took my drug test when I got sober, it was in the dope. I didn't even know I was doing it. Yeah, the drug test came up positive for meth, heroin, and fentanyl and barbiturates. I was not doing fentanyl that I know, and that's dangerous because that's what they're doing. They're putting it in everything.
But were you fucking with opioids?
A little bit. I would do heroin when I was awake for too long on that meth.
But not like what you consider prescriptions?
No. Heroin.
Just heroin.
Yeah.
So do you think they was hitting the hair around with the fat?
Yeah, it probably was in that, yeah.
So 5 years of sobriety after being on crack, meth, heroin, what happened that caused you to be able to say, you're at 5 years. So what happened to start day one?
What do you mean? What happened different from day one?
What made you to start day one of your sobriety journey?
Okay, so the last day, Sullen actually got me sober. It's funny.
Salute.
Yep. Well, I mean, I did it myself, but they were like the carrot dangled in front of me. I was sitting at my mom's house, and I had been doing, I think I lost a girlfriend or something, you know, some one of them dumb things that as men we do to trigger us. And I was sitting in my mom's, I had torn apart my mom's house, $1 million mansion in Santa Clarita. I tore down to a trap house level. Graffiti on the walls torn down, no carpet. I'm Tim the Tool Man, Tweaker Taylor, renovating with a boxers and some boots and a tool belt on at 3 a.m. Neighbors are getting mad. I've been slamming meth for like 2 weeks. And I remember the last day, I was exhausted, mind you. I was, at this point, I'm like a crackhead. I'm like a heroin junkie. I'm at the point where I'm just doing it because I'm addicted. I'm not enjoying it. There's nothing good coming from it. And I remember May 15, 2018, that was my last day. And I was sitting in that room. I had been begging God and Odin for weeks, please make this stop.
What's Odin?
Odin's a Viking god.
Okay.
He's like it's the equivalent of God. It's the All Father.
Okay.
So I've been begging both of them, please make this stop. I can't like for 2 weeks. I'm on my knees, sweaty, 90 pounds when I'm wet, sitting in a dark room.
No, just literally.
Yeah, I was sucked. I was tore back, Spider. Slamming meth. The last day I did like 17 shots of meth. It didn't work. And I had been begging God and Odin. I've been begging everybody I could, any type of religion, please make it stop. So I just finally realized, wow, I've been asking for this. It's not working. And I took the time to sit there and think like, wow, I don't want this anymore. I want this to stop. I knocked on my door, opened my door, and I called my mom, and she runs up and I says, I'm ready. I just said, I'm ready. And I tell people this, how bad it got, because you need to understand that a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to get the kids back. I'm going to get my boyfriend back. It doesn't work that way. Because you'll lose those things as well. Until you're broken, until you're beaten down, until you're exhausted and you are mentally tired, you won't be able to stop drugs. You have to be done.
You went away?
Yeah, I went to rehab. I went to 2 different rehabs. I did detox. I was at the point where, Spotter, you told me to clean out your bathroom. Homie, can I?
Snake Wood Net Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned.
Nate Bud, C-Mac, shout out my loc, Spider Loc, cuz. Nate Bud, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, Craig.
Point blank, do no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
Black Box Productions.